What is up, guys? We're going to be talking about my favorite sleep peptides today, and I just pinned Oxytocin, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all lovey-dovey. Perfect for YouTube. Let's get into it. I've been running peptides now for 3 years, and I did a lot of new peptides in the past 2 months. I would say I've tried every mainstream peptide by this point. There's a lot, especially recently I've tried some of the more prominent sleep peptides like Epitalon and Pinealon. Even before that I did DSIP, and then of course the growth hormone secretagogues to help with recovery. So I'm going to rank all those based off of my own experience. Also, my mom also took a few of these peptides, so we'll talk about her as well. But yeah, we're actually going to start off with talking about Epitalon because yes, that is my favorite sleep peptide thus far. And I ran that one for 12 days. There was a 10 milligram vial from Premier Biolabs. Great stuff. I started off at 500 micrograms the first few days, and then I finished off by doing a milligram till the vial finished. So it was a 12-day cycle. The coolest part about Epitalon that I noticed immediately, pretty much by day one, you sleep less. However, you feel rested and you feel more recovered. I wear a Garmin watch every night, so I'm tracking my sleep on that. Normally, before running, some of these sleep peptides, I was having trouble falling asleep 11, 12 o'clock midnight, but I was falling asleep earlier. But the craziest part was I was waking up earlier than I normally would. Normally, before I ran Epitalon, I was waking up probably 6:30, 6:45, sometimes 7, right? And I'd be starting my day a little, shortly after that. But with Epitalon, I noticed I was waking up 5:15, ready to go. I would not be able to go back to sleep. And at first that freaked me out because I'm like, holy shit, I am losing sleep. But on my watch, my recovery was amazing. My sleep score was pretty decent. And I was fine. I had a great day every single day this happened. I was just recovered, high energy. My deep sleep was improving and I was getting less sleep, but it was better quality sleep. I could tell this was obviously the result of this peptide because Epitalon is known to reset your circadian rhythm, which I feel like it did very well. And the concerning part is obviously you're only taking Epitalon for super short cycle, right? 10 to 20 days is standard, but there are lasting effects of this peptide. I haven't had sleep issues in a long time at this point running, the different peptides I have, but Epitalon being the most recent one. And I even went to a music festival a week after my Epitalon cycle. And if you're familiar with music festivals, I was at Electric Forest, they're gonna mess with your sleep schedule. We were going to bed 3, 4, almost 5 a.m. some nights. That's not healthy. However, even coming back from that, I'm still back to my normal sleep routine of 10:30, 11 o'clock, waking up about 6:30. So obviously not the same as when I was on Epitalon, but I'm still sleeping amazing. My sleep score is good. I'm not having issues falling asleep. It's been great. And there's obviously different protocols for Epitalon, right? So I took it more for sleep, resetting my circadian rhythm, but there's also a protocol out there for just longevity and lengthening the telomere, which is, when we're talking about anti-aging, the telomere is a part of the DNA that allegedly gets shorter every time it replicates. And so they say that taking Epitalon can actually prevent or slow down this process. And for that protocol, people are running pretty close to 10 milligrams daily for 10 days, which I haven't done that protocol before. I believe it is based on some Russian experiments. So yeah, so that's my favorite peptide. I'm gonna try that one on my mom here pretty soon because she still struggles with sleep a little bit. Number 2 sleep peptide for me is gonna be Pinealon. And I did that one about, I would say 6 to 8 weeks ago. So about 2 weeks before my Epitalon cycle. That one was cool because I definitely had a lot of improved sleep on that one too. It wasn't quite like Epitalon where I was sleeping less but sleeping better. The one prominent thing about Pinealon was my dreams. So I ran Pinealon for 20 days, 1 milligram every single day. And the crazy part is I started out trying Pinealon before I went to bed. So same with Epitalon, right? Epitalon I took before bed, an hour before bed, which is what you're supposed to do. Pinealon, I tried to take it before bed, but it actually made me pretty awake. Couldn't sleep the first 2 or 3 times. Then I started dosing Pinealon in the morning for, the mental clarity, cognition benefits, but I still got the sleep benefits from pinning it in the morning. So when I pinned Pinealon in the morning, I still got my improved sleep and I was having the craziest dreams. Apparently you dream every single night, but you don't remember your dreams. And even on Epitalon, I don't think I remembered a lot of my dreams, right? Which was fine. But Pinealon ran for 20 days. I remembered probably 12 to 13 of those dreams. Actually, I can check right now because I had a dream log. Yeah, I keep a dream log just for curiosity's sake and just to keep track of stuff. Some of this stuff gets pretty crazy. Yeah, Epitalon, I only remembered probably 2 of my dreams. That's what I have here. 2 dreams that I remembered for Epitalon out of a 12-day cycle. Pinealon, I remembered, 11 out of my 20 dreams, which is pretty crazy. One of these dreams, I tweeted about this. If you guys find me on Twitter, I tweet about a lot of this stuff, but I had a dream that Alex Jones came over for dinner, and it wasn't even like a current version of Alex Jones. It was like a younger version of him. And then I introduced him to my parents, which is weird. And then we all talked about random conspiracy theories, and then we ate Indian food. I don't really think about Alex Jones that often, but this was just one of the dreams I had on Pinealon. Pretty crazy stuff. Okay, this was another Pinealon dream. Had a dream that I was traveling in a foreign country, saw Jackie Chan. He was in a hurry, and I was chasing him, trying to get a pic and video with him, but he was just moving around too quick. Couldn't even properly get a photo. That one makes a little bit more sense because Jackie Chan is one of my favorite actors. But yeah, random stuff. This one's pretty messed up. So I had a dream that I got Alex Eubank, another Frenchie, for his birthday, but the dog like almost died before I could get it to him, and then the dog like turned into a baby. And then because the dog turned into a baby, I gifted Alex a toddler for his birthday, and then Alex freaked out because I gave him a child for his birthday. Yeah, weird stuff. All right. Anywho's, so obviously you get crazy dreams with these sleep peptides, but Pinealon was cool. Not really sure about the lasting effects of that one because once I stopped it, I didn't get these crazy dreams. But you know, obviously Pinealon was the first like sleep peptide I took in this past like wave of optimization, and Epitalon shortly after. So since I started all that, I've just been sleeping amazing. I would say number 3 favorite sleep peptide, we're gonna go with, for me personally, CJC ipamorelin. And so this doesn't help me fall asleep faster, but I do get better recovery, and this is more for, you know, through the growth hormone pathways. So CJC ipamorelin, I'm taking anywhere from 300 to 500 micrograms morning and night, and I do this 5 days a week. I take CJC ipamorelin more so when I'm bulking, but I just took it recently just because I had a vial left, and I wanted to recover well, especially after I got back from Electric Forest. The ipamorelin and CJC ipamorelin actually makes me pretty hungry, almost offsets the effects of, you know, Retta and cagrilintide, which I'm also taking. But besides the point, I think CJC ipamorelin, I get some deep sleep on that one more so than tesamorelin. And it's interesting because some people will actually be more awake from CJC ipamorelin, and then some people will be more awake from tesamorelin. Not everyone can utilize those peptides for improved sleep and recovery, and I get, you know, everyone's physiology is different, but for me, I don't have issues sleeping with either of those peptides, but CJC ipamorelin just does it a little bit more for me in terms of sleep and recovery. So that's a good one. And then next up would probably be tesamorelin, just closely behind, just because I do feel like I do get a lot of recovery from that one as well, but I think CJC ipamorelin just does it a little bit more for me. And tesamorelin, you know, for dosing, I'm doing 1 to 2 milligrams nightly. I obviously start out with 1 milligram 5 days a week before I go to bed. And of course, all those growth hormone secretagogues you want to take slightly fasted. The more fasted, the better, because insulin negates the effects of growth hormone. I think the rule of thumb is at least an hour and a half after your last meal, preferably 2 hours. And in the morning, if you're taking it fasted, you're going to get more fat loss benefits from it. So there's that. But when you take these growth hormone secretagogues at night, it's great because it acts and works with your natural growth hormone pulses. And that's how you get the added recovery benefits and sleep benefits. But it doesn't work for everyone, right? Some people stay up. Next up, I want to put DSIP kind of in there last, just because DSIP was very inconsistent. That's the one I took. I gave it to my mom as well. There were some nights it worked, but some nights it didn't work. Then after doing it, you know, for 4 to 6 weeks when I did try it, had to ask myself how much of it was placebo and not me wanting the peptide to work, because it just wasn't consistent. I ran that one in doses of 500 micrograms to a milligram, anywhere from 1 to 2 hours before bed. Yeah, that one, it's hit or miss, and I think for a lot of people it's hit or miss. There's a few people that swear by it, but again, everyone's physiology is different. Also, I forgot to mention this with the growth hormone secretagogues. If you don't know this by now, I've talked about this a lot on my page. If you are one of my coaching clients or just simply follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you only run those for 10 to 12 weeks because you want to cycle off of them for obviously receptor sensitivity, but you just don't want to fire growth hormone receptors to be that active. And you also don't want your IGF-1 levels elevated for that long, because that's how you start getting side effects, right? So that's obviously when you're doing blood work before peptides, test your IGF-1 levels. Just good to know. And obviously you got to check on your blood sugar if you're taking those peptides as well. So yeah, also honorable mention, oxytocin. I don't know where to rank that. It does reduce cortisol, and you do get that like uplifting mood. Some people, if you take too much, you're gonna get an increase in heart rate. So there's that, but oxytocin is used at night. There's a lot of protocols for nighttime use to lower cortisol to help you sleep better. Again, I love taking oxytocin. I feel like I'm the biggest biggest like oxytocin influencer right now on social media because I love it. I use it, and I'm probably gonna cycle off of all peptides here soon. That's another YouTube video, by the way. I'm gonna be taking a month off of all peptides here in the next like week or two. So stay tuned for that. I'm just trying to reset my receptors, my GLP-1 sensitivity, because I feel like I just don't want to push higher doses of Retta. And then in terms of the healing peptides, there's obviously BPC 157, TB 500. Those are great for recovery, but I'll be honest, I don't think they do much for me for sleep. So that's my perspective on those. Like, they obviously work to heal you when you're rested, but in terms of actually like falling asleep, circadian rhythm, I don't think they do anything. This is my video on the sleep peptides. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. If you guys have different experiences, talk to so many people. Some people actually love taking DSIP, and I think Epitalon seems to be the standard, and everyone shares or feels the same way about that peptide. So also check out Premier Biolabs. That's where I get all my peptides. Code Rahul for a discount, stackable with any sale code. They run some fire sales, triple batch tested. It's great. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.